Yeah, and
and
also
releasing, Go ahead.
It's about what happens is that in everyday life we build up all this kind of resistance inside the body, and it's amazing because I'll do a pretty intense series of exercises and I'll be exhausted, and I'll do this for 2 or 3 days, and then what I'll do is I'll finally decide to do some yoga. Just because I'm kind of stiff from all the exercise. And I'll do an hour of yoga, and I have more energy after the yoga than I had, before. And because the blockages and the resistance is removed by doing the yoga.
Yeah.
And Tai Chi does this, and I think what you're talking about is that also.
Well, there's the Hatha Yoga Pradipika writes about the nada. I mean, it's actually quite beautiful because the nada is really the center of it all. It says, if I could read this to you.
Yeah.
This is a translation out of the Hatha Yoga Pradipika because there's so many people who do yoga out there, and it says, salutations to the nadam. Nadam is the primordial sound, which is the inner guide and the inner life, the dispenser of happiness to all. It is the inner guru, appearing as nada, bindu, and kala. One who is devoted to the inner guru, the nada, the inner music, obtains the highest bliss. So nada yoga is actually the highest form of yoga, and always was. And more yoga teachers are understanding this.
Well, that's because of work like yours.
And we're also, of course, we're working with Sanskrit. And Sanskrit is an incredible language. Sanskrit, even just writing the Devanagari, and Devanagari means the script of the gods, puts you in an altered state of mind. I mean, you really go beyond, we're talking about time and space all the time now, thank God, also in the West. But this is what specific sacred languages do, and there are several sacred languages. But also working with sound, it does take you beyond time and space, and that is that incredible time of true inner peace and rest that we have. And that also transforms you, even if you just get, an hour and a half of that. My students, I wish they would practice more, but, they just get so much benefit just from coming once a week, even if they don't do the practice. But, what I want to say is before we end, you were talking about death. I am actually going to do a training to become a certified music practitioner for music for healing and transition, because this is becoming a new profession where actually people like me are employed by hospitals to go and sing for the patients and for the dying.
And, it's wonderful.
Yes, and I had a very deep experience of that last year. One of my best friends was dying of cancer, and for 6 months I was one of the caretakers. And he would always say, because I would sing for her, and sometimes for 2-3 hours, and she was in great pain in the end, and she said, Shanti, the only thing that relaxes me is when you come and sing for me. And so I just really excited that even here in Eugene, Oregon, where I live, the Sacred Heart Hospital is employing people to do this work. Before it was just the thanatologists who play the harp, but they're also recognizing that people who play other instruments, that it has a very profound effect. And actually, when I was doing my sound healing training with Fabian Maman, who is one of the top sound healing gurus in the West, he was showing us at the very beginning of our training these slides of how sound was breaking down cancer cells. And he was showing how you could see the aura.
Yes.
And you could see he actually with different instruments. And the most powerful instrument was the voice. And they say...
That is really exciting.
Yeah, and they say actually in the scriptures that Why is the voice the most powerful? It is because it belongs to the ether element, which goes beyond time and space.
Wow. Well, with that, that's a great way to end the show. Thank you so much, Shanti. That was awesome.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted to get into more. I'm going to have you on again because I want to get into more of that, what we were just talking about.
Yes, we need
it's really great.
We need to talk about the musical modes and all that. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, too, Shanti.
Okay,
you've been listening to Smoke and Mirrors. I'm Jay Weidner. Thanks for listening. We've got Timothy Beckley on tomorrow night. He's a madman like I am. And thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.